A rural road earns the macabre nickname Death Road due to a series of unexplained accidents that have occurred over the years. The rumor among local residents is that the road is haunted by vengeful spirits of past accident victims. At night, ghostly lights illuminate the road, leading travelers to inevitable disasters. When a group decides to investigate, they find themselves trapped in a spiral of supernatural events, confronting tormented souls seeking revenge for the tragedy that took their lives. In the outskirts of a tranquil town surrounded by a rural landscape stretched a road known as the Death Road. Its name was a heavy shadow hanging over the community, a constant reminder of the tragedies that haunted it. An aura of mourning enveloped the road, and the trees lining it seemed to bow in respect for the souls that had met a tragic fate there. Over the years, the Death Road became the stage for unexplained accidents. Cars collided without apparent cause, vehicles mysteriously broke down, and witnesses reported fleeting shadows and whispering voices echoing through the darkness. The rumor among the locals was disturbing. The road was said to be inhabited by vengeful spirits and souls seeking justice for the tragedy that had taken their lives. At night, when darkness embraced the landscape, the Death Road came to life. Ghostly lights danced along the asphalt, leading unsuspecting travelers to inevitable disasters. Travelers who dared to defy the curse of the road were destined for unavoidable catastrophes, captured by an invisible force that seemed to weave the web of tragedy. A group of brave investigators decided to delve into the mysteries surrounding the Death Road. Armed with lanterns and courage, they ventured into the darkness of the haunted road, oblivious to the fate that awaited them. As they delved deeper into the darkness, sinister shadows began to surround their steps, and inaudible whispers filled the night air. Supernatural events started unfolding before their incredulous eyes. Abandoned cars materialized out of nowhere, ghostly witnesses to past tragedies. Lights flickered in a macabre choreography, echoing the pain of imprisoned souls. Each step was accompanied by a sense of being watched by invisible eyes that knew the anguish and agony of premature death. As the group delved deeper into the investigation, the vengeful souls of the Death Road began to manifest. Twisted and pale figures emerged from the shadows, crying out for justice with moans that cut through the night silence. Each member of the group was confronted by visions of their own fears and regrets as the tormented souls sought revenge for past mistakes. The road, insatiable in its quest for retaliation, transformed into a labyrinth of nightmares. The investigators found themselves entangled in events of the past, witnessing the tragedies that had given rise to the curse of the Death Road. Each corner revealed a new chapter of horror, and the line between the world of the living and the dead became thin. As the hours dragged on, the tormented group could only think of how to end the curse and the deaths. One of the members, in an act of courage, suggested using an ancient prayer to free the suffering souls and exorcise the evil spirits residing there. With few alternatives, they all agreed and began the ritual. The leader took out an old book from his bag, opened it carefully, and soon the atmosphere changed. The malevolent spirits became even more agitated. A strong gust of wind began, and the sky closed in for a storm. But despite the fear, they remained steadfast and proceeded with the ritual. They formed a circle, and for no apparent reason, they couldn't break it until the ritual was completed. The leader began uttering the words. The others remained silent, only looking around at the entire circus of horrors. As they progressed through the ritual, the weather worsened. The trees seemed as though they would all fall on them, and at this point, lightning dominated the sky. Upon uttering the last sentence, everyone looked around, and astonishingly, a silence hovered over the place. The storm dissipated. The trees and the wind calmed down and everything seemed finally normal. The decades-old curse that haunted them was broken, and the road, now devoid of its macabre moniker, returned to being just a rural path in the landscape. Local residents, unaware of the supernatural events, resumed their lives, and the once ominous death road remained silent, as if the souls that once haunted it had finally found rest. The group of investigators, marked by the experience, carried the memories of that haunted night, recollections that would accompany them for the rest of their lives. But suddenly, a shadowy fog enveloped the group, obscuring their visions. When the mist cleared, they were no longer on the haunted road. They found themselves in a distorted dimension, a crossroads between the world of the living and the shadowy realm of lost souls. The group realized that, in attempting to break the curse, they inadvertently became part of it. Now, they shared the fate of the souls they sought to free. The road, hungry for more tragedies, ensnared them in its sinister web. The light from the investigators' lanterns began to flicker, and the voices of vengeful souls merged into a mournful chorus. The surroundings transformed into a distorted nightmare, with twisted trees and the asphalt turning into liquid, gradually swallowing them. Every step they tried to take sank them deeper into the darkness. The group leader, looking at the terrified faces of his companions, realized the cruel irony of their quest for resolution. They had become part of the haunted tale of the Death Road. In a last desperate effort, they tried to return to the previous dimension, but the road had become an interdimensional labyrinth with no way out. The shadows came to life, enveloping them like voracious tentacles, dragging them into the darkness that awaited. The leader, looking back as darkness enveloped them, saw the death road stretching infinitely, a portal between worlds, a prison for those who dared to defy its curse. The group vanished into the gloom, and the road returned to its macabre quietude, waiting for the next group of unsuspecting adventurers. The locals, oblivious to the tragedy that had unfolded, noticed only that the ominous death road was once again tranquil, as if it had consumed more souls to feed its insatiable thirst for vengeance. The ominous name persisted, echoing as a warning for those who dared to venture where lost souls danced eternally in the darkness of the death road.